Welcome back to the Road to 2200 series. This is episode 4, and first I wanted to go over a tactic that I found in a game last night. So in this position, I found Rook F7 check, and Black can respond to this by taking the knight, or retreating, or giving up the queen. So in the game, he took the knight, and we'll look at this first. And the follow-up is Queen F3. And this gives up the bishop also, but the attack on the king is devastating. So in the game, he took my bishop. Then it's forced checkmate with Queen F4 check. And for example, like in the game, he blocked with the check with the pawn. And for a moment, it looks like maybe the king is safe on g6 and kicking the rook out, but actually there's this resource and he resigned because after king g6 this is checkmate. And that's what happened in the game. And here, even if Black doesn't take the bishop, for example if g6 right away trying to hide the king here, there's the exact same thing. Or actually now it's just checkmate in one. And yeah, there's just no good way to stop checkmate here other than to give up the queen. So it's totally lost for Black already after king takes knight. And here, after the knight sacrifice, Black could give up the queen for a rook and a knight. And Black does have the extra piece, but Black's bishop is not very active, and the knight is having a hard time getting back into the game. So the pieces are not very active. So the extra material should be enough for a decisive advantage for White. And so here Black could have played King H8, basically admitting that his position is much worse. And I think a high-rated player maybe would play this and basically force White to come up with moves to finish the game. And I'm not sure what I would have played in this position. First of all, I would love to just bring the queen and move the knight, somewhere, and somehow just navigate the queen to here and deliver checkmate. But if the knight steps away, then the rook hangs. And say I were to move the queen away, then the bishop also hangs. And even if something like this, how am I ever gonna, if I move the knight away, then the queen is overloaded. The queen cannot guard both the rook and the bishop. So it all feels like a little bit fragile. And so the first move that comes to mind is this move e6, which is anchoring the rook into his position. And looks quite strong. But then so this is the first thing that came to mind, but then I thought that maybe there's something like this, and you can't, it's how do I defend this pawn? If I step up with the queen, then this bishop hangs. Actually the computer, after analyzing with the engine says to just give up the bishop, or just play queen f2 or somehow slowly bring the queen. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, it says giving up the bishop here is fine also. But that seems quite intuitive to do because obviously White is in a much better position. So it seems counterintuitive to create these complications where you give up material unnecessarily and then you have to find checkmate or you're gonna lose. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. This position, how do you really, well, obviously White is winning, but and e6 obviously seems quite strong, but I thought maybe it would have been a little bit harder to win if he had gone King H8. So let's play a game. I'm a little bit on a downswing now, but there's ups and downs. It's a part of life. So my opponent plays the Alpine Sicilian. And I'm not sure why he's thinking here. I'm just gonna take. And it really looks like a advanced Caro-Kann. I think this is fine. And like in these positions, like very often the plan is to play f6. You know, first develop and then castle. And f6 is the only pawn break really that black has in the position. I'm going to develop the bishop to here. Because, you know, I like the idea of just having this move always. Just overprotecting the square, but mainly not that's not the main point. I think on here it's not really doing much, and like at least on e7 is supporting the f6 pawn break. And I'm just gonna go for it right away. I'm not really sure like how to find the right timing for f6. Like usually I just cast and play right away. But I'm sure like there's a right timing for it. But we're gaining small time advantage. I think lately the losses that I've been having, I've not been managing my time well. I think that's been my main flaw. I think I don't need to take, but I'm not really sure what else to do. I can always improve the bishop. I'm like thinking maybe this move, but it doesn't really. Like, I don't know if it accomplishes anything. You know, after white, let's say, moves a queen, like the c2. Oh, actually, yeah, I want to go here because I'd like to take this bishop and force him to take over the pawn, and then I can trade these pawns. Although he has knight takes, because I was hoping to kind of break apart his pawn structure, but he just has knight takes. Like here, let's say here, then I'm just looking for the right moment to take the bishop. Well, now I have this, and I'm getting the bishop. Yeah. He could go all the way back, but that's very passive. So, yeah, I think this was a major mistake. And now I'm doubling his pawns. Yeah, I don't see anything better. Now he has to play pawn takes, and I get this, and the difference here, the key here is that he does have knight takes, but I take with the knight, and he ends up with these double pawns. And I'm gonna trade the knights. I should, maybe I should have, no. Okay. I like this move. Just, putting the queen on this diagonal and connecting the rooks. I like this. And we have the bishop here, actually, and white has no dark square bishop. And some dark square weaknesses, maybe. And I think this is a way to activate my pieces. If he takes, then activate my rook. If not, then I was just gonna trade and activate my bishop potentially. Yeah, now this pawn is a little weak. And I'm gonna try to win these pawns, like these weaknesses, and then try to win the endgame. That's the game plan. I'm not sure why I can't just take. I think I can. I mean, I'm getting pinned, potentially. Oh, yeah, I cannot take. Okay. because after takes, takes, there's this hitting the bishop. I mean hitting the hitting the bishop twice, and the third time, and it's pinned. So trying to find the best way to make progress here. We have a bunch of time to figure this out. I think this is where I should use some time and play the right move. It does feel like any endgame is winning, although the bishop pair is nice. So what I'm thinking is here, say we trade the knight for the bishop, then maybe a potential that can swing the rook over. I'm wondering if the bishop is any more useful on this diagonal, kind of eyeing the king. We still do have queens, and I was also thinking something like this maybe, but I mean he has his own light square bishop. So I think I'm just gonna try to trade some pieces, and I think the endgame is winning because white has these very weak pawns. I couldn't really find the killer blow. But now that the knight is off the board, I can continue to go after this pawn. And actually, yeah, this pawn is blockaded on a dark square, and he has a light square bishop, and I have a dark square bishop eyeing it, so I should be able to win this pawn. Oh, he went rook b1. So take. I think I get a pawn, a second pawn. There's no checks. Yeah, I think this works. Takes. I think I win a pawn here. I take his queen, he takes my queen. And I take this pawn. He takes my bishop, I take his bishop. I think this is good. Yeah, and if takes, just queen takes, trade the queens. I'm okay with that. I think we can trade the weaknesses. Still, I think my pawns are relatively solid and his pawns are weak. So I think in the endgame, maybe I can win them. So actually, I'm winning them right away. And he cannot. His bishop is on the wrong color. Oh, but he has this. I missed that. Oh, but then checkmate. Right. Should have calculated this further. Perhaps. But, it just felt like it can't be bad to get into this endgame. But yeah, I did not calculate this all the way. I think I'm happy to just activate my king. Oh, I can't go here because of this pin. Trying to get tricky. I think let's go back and just block with the bishop. I'm very glad I didn't fall for that trick. Now, yeah. Although the bishops are opposite colors, if I can win this pawn, it's easily winning. Now it should be winning. And I think I won't play another one, because it's been a relatively long game. And once I get my pawns rolling, and off of these light squares, should be an easy victory. And this is a very good formation. Because it can support itself up the board. And that just wins, I think. Or maybe not. Trying to find the win here. Checkmate. Very nice. So yeah, I played with 83. It's not bad. This is all theory. Okay, so f6, and apparently I could have taken. I don't see why. Why is that? Just after takes, pawn takes, I assume. Oh. This fork, right away, yeah. Wait, no, not, yes, right away, there's this fork. So knight takes. Then, knight takes, and there's the same thing, let's see. So, white cannot capture back either way because of this fork. Should have seen that, actually. But okay. Yeah, had it once again. Okay, apparently bringing the rook was stronger. I consider this move, but I mean this is fine too. I don't know why the computer wants the queen c7 so much. I guess dominating this file instead of the other one. Or actually also going over after this pawn. I guess these pawns are a lot weaker than this one. And yeah, like the engine is suggesting like continuously to put the queen on this diagonal. I thought this pawn would be easy to win, but it clearly was not, as we saw in the game. But we I managed to trade off the setup pawns and go after the ones in the middle in the end. And apparently this is only this is equal. I thought, you know, by this point I was starting to question whether I really had a major advantage, but yeah, like around this point I was like, I guess I'm only one pawn up, you know, seemingly drawish. I thought, yeah, I didn't calculate this all the way through when I traded, yeah, when I took on there. I mainly just calculated rook takes, but anyway, in the end, yeah, he blundered the second pawn, and after that it's just winning. But I think I was the one that was pressing him the whole game, and eventually he cracked and checkmate with the pawn. That was a good game. Thanks for watching.